Let's make some microwavable vanilla fudge. Hey bakers, welcome back to my channel. It's Angela from Bake Angel, and today I'm excited to share a vegan recipe with you for microwavable vanilla fudge. Now, fudge is something that I always remember eating when I was growing up in the UK as a kid, and since being dairy free, I've wanted to find a nice version that would have that similar familiar texture for me, and I think we got it with this recipe. So you can see here we've added 420 grams of sugar, 250 ml of sweetened coconut condensed milk, and then 125 grams of plant-based butter. You're just going to combine those in a microwavable bowl, as we're going to microwave it 4 times to make sure that everything melts nicely, the sugar dissolves, and there's no crystals left in it. So once everything is combined, pop it in the microwave for about 2 minutes each time, and what you're going to do is take it out, pop it on a little mat on your counter because it is going to get quite hot, and give it a stir with your spatula each time. What we're needing to do is actually break down that sugar again so we don't get that crystallization happening, and we end up with a really nice smooth fudge. So this is after the second 2 minutes in the microwave. You can see it starting to bubble up. It's a little bit smoother now as well. It's much easier to stir, so I'm using a spoon for it now, as we're not having to actually beat down any of those lumps of sugar that were left in it. We're going to pop it back in for the 3rd time. Now again, you can see it's a little bit paler this time, less bubbles as well, so we know we're almost at the stage that we want it to be for our fudge, which is quite runny but also not grainy as well. I can see there's still a little bit of those sugar granules in it, so we're going to pop it back in for one last time. That's our last 2 minutes, so it's 8 minutes in total. And then give it a really good stir. Now this looks good enough to drink, doesn't it? Almost like liquid caramel here. It smells amazing as well. And this is the exact consistency that we want for our fudge. So now we can move on to the next stage. Now I'm going to go ahead and add some flavouring to it, and here I'm using a vanilla bean paste. It's about 1 or 2 teaspoons, I think. I just kind of eyeballed it. You could add any flavour you want, and then to thicken it we need to add some icing sugar. Now mine is pre-sifted. If yours isn't, I do recommend that you sift it before you add it, and you want to add 290 grams of icing sugar. And then with your hand whisk, you just want to go ahead and start to combine all of that together. You can see the mixture lightens when you do this as well, because we've obviously added white icing sugar to it. And keep going until there are no lumps left and you can't feel any icing sugar at the bottom of the bowl. And now we're going to go ahead and transfer it into our baking pan. Now of course we're not baking this. This is actually going to go in the fridge to chill. So you want to make sure first that you grease the entire pan. We're actually going to lay some parchment paper in it then as well and pour the fudge into that so we get the nice shape for it. So make sure that you press the parchment paper all the way into the corners. And it doesn't matter if it's a little bit rustic like mine, that's all part of the fun of making homemade fudge. And then just go ahead, pick up your jug of fudge and pour it in. And look how wonderful that looks. It's got that gorgeous golden color to it as well, and again it smells so good. And like I said, you could add any flavor to this. You could also put some toppings on it if you wanted to, but I just wanted to make a traditional vanilla fudge here. Make sure you let me know in the comments what type of fudge you prefer as well. I know chocolate fudge is quite popular here in Canada, so I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on that. So now it's going to go in the refrigerator, and I find it's easier if you pop it on a tray so that you can just transfer it back and forth really easily. I left it in there for about 2 hours to firm up, and then once it does feel nice and firm, you're going to bring it out of the fridge and you can start to cut it up into pieces. So you can see here it's nice and firm on top. We've got a little bit of cracking, which does just happen with the change in temperature as well, and when you obviously remove it from the pan. So carefully peel back that parchment paper and then go ahead and cut it. So you can make the slices as big or as small as you like. I like quite sort of bite-sized slices for my fudge. and then you can just go ahead and cut it up, pop it into boxes if you wanted to give it as gifts to people, or just pop it back in a container to store it in the fridge and take pieces out when you want to eat it. Doesn't that look wonderful? And so easy too. We didn't have to boil any sugar, we just used our microwave and our fridge for it, and I love how great this tastes. I really hope you're going to have a go at making this as well. As you can see, you'd end up with quite a lot of slices from this fudge as well, and it will last for quite a long time because there obviously is so much sugar in it. So if you're not already subscribed to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and also like this video and share with your friends if you think they'd like to learn how to make fudge too. As always, the recipe link is in the description below, and I look forward to seeing you on my next video. Thanks for watching.